Hello and welcome to Crafty Thursday. I'm here with Reagan because Reagan wants to learn how to paint minis. So I'll start this off, Reagan, by saying I am not a master mini painter. I'm still a learner. But having done terrain, I have found that I like painting minis, and though it can be challenging, nay, frustrating sometimes, it's good experience. It's good practice, okay? So what I'm going to teach you today, Reagan, is just what I've picked up. It is by no means the best way or the ultimate technique. It's just a way to do things. But before we dig into the painting, let's talk about what we need to paint, okay? So at the most basic level, you need brushes and you need paints. What I have here is, when you say the word paints, this is the paints, okay? This is the Army Painter Mega Paint Set. It has a ridiculous amount of paints, 39 acrylics, 4 washes, 2 effects, and 5 metallics.
All right.
You might be like, what does that all even mean? So the core paints are the acrylics, right? That's all your different colors. And with 39 different colors, that's most of the colors you need.
And we could mix too.
Yes, but if you needed to, you could mix, right?
Yeah.
If you want to lighten something up, if you want to darken it up, blah, blah, blah. Washes are actually something that you typically do after you've put on the first few layers of paint. And that basically helps create shadow in your character, in the texture. Metallics are paints specifically that have metallic in them, so that if you have
gold,
armor,
silver,
weapons, jewelry, etc., right? And then there's some effects, which are kind of used like washes, but kind of not, okay? So that's at the most basic level. We have a buttload of paints. Now when you're painting minis, you need brushes. This is a palette full of brushes. Look at these brushes. These are huge, right? You can't paint minis with these.
No.
When you're making terrain and you're painting terrain, it's very easy to use crappy big brushes that you can buy in bulk from like Walmart, okay? But when you are using brushes to paint minis, you need finer points, okay? So these are very nice brushes that have very fine points. The finer the point, the easier it will be for you to paint your minis, okay? And there's different degrees of the brush sizes and different needs that you would have. So, for example, you could see that that is a pretty fine point, but it's not the finest point I have.
No.
That, which is like a laser.
Right.
So I'm going to put this in our box of focus. So Dave, if you cut to here, you should be able to see that there's 2 very different kind of brush sizes there. So for the really, really super precise kind of points that you need to make, like when you're doing tiny features on a mini, you need this 0 point brush, like the really smallest kind of brush. And I like to keep that protected.
Yes.
Okay, basic painting things. Typically you need a palette so that you can mix. We have a piece of paper on here.
That's going to soak up all the moisture.
That's true, it could. I have a plate that is coated with wax. You can actually spill just a tiny bit of water on there, and it will stay as a watery bubble. A friend of mine who's a painter recommended that you put a little piece of paper towel down and you wet the paper towel, and that's where you do any mixing of paints. And he's wise because he paints, and his name is Justin Miller. He does a lot of fantasy art. In case you were wondering, you can look him up. The Art of Justin D. Miller. Anyway.
Your friends with water are pretty cool folks.
Yeah. I'm just keeping this damp here, but not totally watered because I don't want to water down my paints. Okay, so this plate will be damp. And because it's coated in a light layer of wax, we shouldn't, and emphasis is on shouldn't, we shouldn't have too much drying up of our paints. Now, the other thing to remember is when we're painting minis, we don't need a lot of paint. That's why this will last forever.
Okay.
You don't need a lot of paint because you're not painting a massive surface.
No.
Okay. All right. So before we get into the painting, we've talked about paints, we've talked about brushes. We have little cups of water because you want to preserve the integrity of your brushes, so you always rinse them out, keep them damp, keep that paint cleaned out. let's talk about the different kinds of minis we have today. So a mini that hasn't been painted at all from a big set might be one like this. It might be based in gray, it might be primed already, or it might still need to be primed. You have a Hero Forge mini. Actually, I have one too. So we'll put our Hero Forge minis in there. You'll notice those are black. That's just how they were printed. The filament that was used for the print was black. It doesn't mean it's primed. So it actually doesn't have any paint on it. And if you tried to immediately start painting over it, it might not stick.
Okay.
Okay. Let me now show you guys. This is a mini that used to be gray, okay, but she was pre-primed. So when I started applying the first coats of paint, the paint sticks. Now this is only with one coat of paint, but if you look really closely, you'll see all I've done is kind of put the initial primary colors on there, right? I want her front apron to be white. I want her dress to be kind of a brownish gray. And then I painted her hair and her flesh tones a little bit. I painted that silvery goblet and the platter that she's carrying. But this still needs a lot of work. So this is what I would call an in-process mini. I've gotten the initial coat on there, but now I'm going to have to go back over it. Here's a mini who also was primed already. All I did here was do his sword and his shield with some metallic just to experiment, but you could see that there's a little bit of a sheen, a little bit of a reflective metallic look because I used that metallic paint. This is a mini that I bought that was already painted, and it looks like crap. So one thing that we'll do throughout episodes, we'll do some full paint jobs where we go from not painted at all to completely painted, but we might also talk about paint overs. So this guy looks like garbage. The sculpt is actually nice. There's some decent details, but the paint job is very crappy, which is to be expected when you buy something for $2. So I will, in a future episode, paint over this figure so that he looks better.
You're going to take him off of the stand?
Yes, I will also take him off of this big, dumb Mage Knight Hero Clicks stand.
All right, so let's get started priming.
Okay, so you have a female half-orc ranger. Before I prime, you have to think about what your end colors are going to be. It's a little bit of a backward design.
Yes, I know what the...
Why that matters is this. If you want to have a lot of lighter colors on your mini, don't base it in a dark black base coat. You want to base it in a lighter coat. If, however, your mini has a lot of layers and you want a lot of shading and shadows, and you are going to end up with darker colors anyway, you could base in black. A lot of people, to be safe, will just base in gray.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay? But I want you to look at your mini and visually describe what she's wearing. I mean, really look.
Okay, so
clothes, armor.
She's wearing lots of leather armor with studs.
Okay. So leather armor, what color is her leather armor going to be in your mind?
Brown.
Brown.
Yeah.
Brown leather armor with metal studs. Are they going to be really bright, like chrome silver kind of looking studs, or do you want her studs to be a little more weathered and gray?
They're copper.
Oh, copper studs. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So brown leather, and then
stud.
copper studs, and then what else does she have?
She's gonna have like some like grayish blue sleeves, and then her skin's gonna be like a grayish purple.
Okay.
And then her hair is gonna be like a, I don't know, what color are orc hair?
Whatever humans would normally have.
Okay, so then she's gonna have like a brown hair.
Or it could be like white if you want it to. I mean, it could be.
No, she's gonna have brown hair, and then the whip's brown, the bow is brown, and then the
head of the
Morning Star is gonna be silver.
Okay.
And then
are her boots gonna match her armor?
No, they're gonna be like a slightly darker brown.
Okay. So based on that description, it sounds like basing in gray would probably work fine. And the key here is for that base coat, you want to base anything where you're going to be adding additional colors in that gray. If you look from the bottom of your mini sculpt up, I want you to imagine light, like in natural circumstances, where the sun would be coming from. You would not have a lot of bright colors in the areas that her armor or her coat would naturally be shading, right?
Yes.
under her armpits, under her belt.
Right.
Those areas are going to be darker anyway, right? And she's already got this black material that she's based out of. So you might want to look at her and say, well, I'm going to base her all in like a light gray. If you do that, then for those darker areas, that's where we get into shades.
Okay.
And shading is basically, it's just after you've put on your main coats, it's going back and adding down a very watered down, darker color.
Right.
You could shade in black, you could shade in a dark brown. It depends on what you're trying to go for.
All right, so let's start
Some
adding
people
the base.
even shade in like greens, dark greens.
Okay.
Okay, so for my guy, he's not wearing any armor. He's got an overcoat, a leather overcoat, and he's got like a vest and pants and boots. So I'm going with kind of clothing, but I'm going to go with kind of festive, brighter colors. And I think,
Like red for the jacket.
yeah, maybe I was thinking like a red or purple, kind of a velvety jacket look, and then
Purple's royal, is the color of royalty. So unless he's a royal, I would keep with the red.
yeah, that's a good question.
What about his skin?
Well, that's the other problem. So he's a tiefling. I haven't decided if I want his skin to be purple.
Right.
And if his skin's purple, so that's another thing we're thinking about colors. Like, if the colors are too similar, you don't want it to look like a blob, right? So let's pull this out. Look through these, see what you have. Each tray has an array of colors.
Well, here's
and it
leather
is
brown, so this works.
multi-deep. Okay. I have multiple flesh tones here. So,
Can I mix fur brown and leather brown?
yeah, but keep looking. So basically what we're going to do is just pull out anything that is something you think you might need that's paints. So not the shades. The shades we'll do later. I have elven flesh. I have tanned flesh. A note about paints. If the paints haven't been used in a while, you need to shake them and mix them vigorously before using, because colors do separate. All right, are either of us going for a tanned flesh look? Because you mentioned like you wanted her skin to be grayer. There's a couple ways you can accomplish that. You could go with tanned flesh and then do a gray wash to make her kind of dirtier. Ooh, I like this deep blue.
That is nice.
So if I go with blue or purple for his
That's
skin.
the color I want her sleeves to be, like her shirt.
Okay, we have more trays. So dig through these
Can you shake
trays.
this? I'm not getting it.
Yes.
No, I want that blue.
So I have a bunch of washes and effects here. I have scaly hide, which is kind of a blue. Maybe I'll save that for, maybe scaly hide could be one that we try out. I have grimoire purple. I have alien purple. Barbarian flesh, greedy gold.
I just need copper.
I have weapon bronze. That's
Yeah.
one of the metallics.
I'll use the weapon bronze.
So those will probably be the last thing that we get to. Like, I doubt we'll even get to that this episode.
Okay.
But maybe what we'll do is lay out all these things and then merge them into one empty tray so that we have a tray for all of the colors that we need for our projects.
That's smart.
Some people would ask, do you need to buy the $150 Army Painter set? No. The answer is no.
This was $150.
Yeah, easily. I think that was at like wholesale.
Yes.
You don't. You can buy crappy craft paint. It's just that the likelihood of it staying on your mini won't be as good. Quality paints cost more because they're quality. Okay. All right, so I got some flesh tones there. Have you dug through those?
Yeah.
Do we have browns, multiple browns
Yeah,
out
I have
there?
many browns. I took like all of the browns.
Okay.
So if you need a brown, I have got you. I need to see what you have.
So here are flesh tones. Tanned flesh, elven flesh, barbarian flesh. You can kind of see the tones there. Did we say if we needed purples?
I already got my orc blood, which is also going to be the color of my face.
Well, that's kind of a good one.
Yeah.
How does that compare to this, do you think? Is that lighter?
This is lighter. So it'll be easier to make gray.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm thinking that the gray, did you reserve one tray for things that we can put our things into? Yeah, so grab this mostly empty one at the bottom.
Wait. Wait, I already made one empty. It's empty.
Okay, so here's an empty that we can put, we'll have more than one worth, I'm sure. Oh, plate mail metal. Did you want that for her? Oh, she's wearing leather.
Yeah.
Would you want plate mail metal for her?
I already have silvers.
You do?
Yeah. I am all set.
Wow. Necromancer cloak. That's kind of dope.
Okay, these are all my colors. Have fun.
Okay.
This is not wet anymore.
It doesn't need to be, because we're going to be using literal drops. Okay, question is what do we base in?
I'm doing light gray.
All right, pull your light gray out, give it a good shake up.
Okay.
I will put weapon bronze in here. I have the flesh tones in here. I'm going to keep this pure red because I think it's colorful and fantastic. I'm going to put the strong tone down here for the washes. Those are metallics. Did you say you already have metallics? Which metallics do you have? Silver and what?
Just silver.
Just silver? My guy doesn't have a weapon, which is fine because he's a spellcaster. So, do you say you need, would you need green skin by any chance?
Nope.
Just gray?
Just gray.
Okay.
And purple.
Okay. Ultramarine blue and green skin. Dynamic yellow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm liking this. This is, got some good options here. Okie dokie.
I got impatient and started painting.
So, the real key here is that when you're putting on your base coat, you don't want to go insane, but you have to cover everything.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So don't leave any bubbles. Don't overdo it.
No, just a thin coat.
Just kind of a nice, gentle, sweet baby coat. I'm going to wet my brush and then do this. Watch, ready?
Yep.
Look.
Don't lick it. Oh, God.
I'm not licking the water off, but I'm putting it back into a point.
Right.
Now, I think I might actually base coat this guy so that his skin is a lighter color for the base. And I'm going to use white. I know this might seem crazy, but the nice thing about painting minis is that you can always do it again.
Except for, what if it gets too thick and all of the details lost through the layers of paint?
Well, that's the key. Don't do that. So I'm going to give him and his whole pretty face a nice white base coat. Hey, here's another thing that we forgot to mention.
Which is that?
It's easy in the studio because we have light, but if you're painting at home, you need to have light. Light really makes the difference. It is an enormously important thing when you're painting to be able to see.
Uh-huh. Can you see?
I can, but I need reading glasses, so I have to look over my glasses when I'm painting. Here's another thing. People talk about painting technique. How you hold your mini may depend on how steady your hands are. I don't have very steady hands because I have too much coffee. So what I do is I kind of rest my wrists on the table. I hold the mini in one hand, and then I kind of paint gently with the other.
That's what I found myself doing as well.
Yeah. A third thing that I recommend to everyone is breathe. Sometimes when we're doing any task where we require concentration, we hold our breath. Whether consciously or unconsciously, we have this tendency to hold our breath. And I explain this to my students when they're learning how to operate a camera, handheld camera operation, to constantly breathe. So just breathe in, breathe out, and just get into a rhythm with your breathing, almost like meditation or yoga, because that will relax your muscles and it'll steady your hand.
Wise words.
So my guy, since I want him to have vibrant skin color because he's a tiefling, I haven't yet decided if this is going to be a purple-skinned tiefling or more of a reddish-skinned tiefling.
Do purple so then the red doesn't clash with this red.
Right, so that's
Okay.
the big thing there. When we're talking about decisions, we need to talk about whether or not the colors that you're choosing for your mini are going to actually work. I think a lot of people envision something, but then maybe when they put the colors on, it doesn't quite come out the way that they had hoped it would. My mini doesn't have much exposed flesh, to be quite honest.
Neither does mine.
He's wearing gloves, boots, pants, a shirt, a belt, an undercoat, and an overcoat. So the only thing exposed is like his head and his neck and his tail. So I'm going to white the thing about base coating is that when you're doing it, it's not entirely the end of the world if you make a boo-boo and you kind of hit something that you didn't want to hit, because it's just a base coat anyway. You're going to end up going over it. But I also tell people that's not a license to be sloppy. You still want to maintain some sense of precision with this.
I think I'm doing pretty solid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I like to look at my mini after I put on the main base coat and just make sure that it's even, a nice even base coat, especially across exposed flesh. We are painting Hero Forge minis. So you do, if you're really close up, like if I was looking at this with a magnifying glass, you would definitely be able to see some of the scan lines I don't know if they're called scan lines, but basically the lines that you see. And while I have this white paint here, so I'm not wasting it, I'm going to base coat the very complex scaled armor of this Dragonborn in white, and just work that paint in. And that way, when I go to put the metallic on, it'll be a lot more vibrant.
Thoughtful. Thinking ahead. Nice, Bill.
One of my things is never waste paint. So I
Especially
never
when it
put
costs
too much onto
$150.
I never put too much onto a palette to begin with. That way I'm not wasting it. And then if I have leftover paint, I try to make the most of it and find a way to use it.
That's what I do when I paint, but I don't really paint minis very often. I just do like portraits and stuff. All right, I think I'm done.
Okay. So now what you do is you go around and look. You really look closely, I mean super closely. And you see if your paint coverage is even, and you even it out if it's not. Some people would say, well, blow on it and then you could paint the next thing. Unfortunately, rushing a paint job doesn't really work too well. That's why most like mini painting videos and tutorials have a lot of time lapse, or they just make an edit to kind of cut out the dead space. But what I'm going to say is, while you have all that gray there, oh, you didn't really use that much.
No,
Good. Well, then you're not wasting anything.
I don't like
What I
this.
was going to say is that while you have that gray there, go ahead and put a base coat on another mini, but I don't think you need to do that.
No, I don't really have enough to do that.
So what I'm just going to do is go through and hit this guy with some basic white. So Reagan, what do you think your mini's going to turn out like?
Kind of dark, kind of gross looking.
And do you think that what you expect to see
Is plausible?
is going
Yeah.
to match up with what the final product will be?
Yeah. Definitely. I don't have very high expectations. Especially for my first paint one.
I found that the first few times I painted minis that it did not turn out the way I hoped. And I had to do a lot of cleanup work. Going back and touching up.
Well, I don't expect my finished product to be like one and done. I think it's probably going to take a few like touch-ups, yeah. Okay.
Okay, keep that brush wet. This Dragonborn's going to be dope when I'm done with him. Dope. Okay, gonna let him dry over there.
Okay. Are you ready to
No.
let me go ham?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
How much of that is dry?
All of it?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I'm touching it all, rubbing it.
Okay, don't do that. All right, so what's your first color? Now, when you're determining your first color, think wisely. You are bound to make slight mistakes. Everyone does. So when you pick out the first color, sometimes people work from inside out. Do you know what that means? You
From
find
like-
the deepest part of the sculpt and you paint that first.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at her groin area, right? Like the pants are under that coat.
Right.
So you paint those first. You paint
Okay.
the deep parts first.
Okay.
And then you work your way from the deepest parts out.
Okay.
By doing that, in fact, you can save yourself a lot of frustration because then as you work your way out, you're hitting those other spots that are easier to get to. Okay, I used up all my white like a good painter.
Will you shake this for me?
Yeah. So look at my guy and tell me if I base coated all of his skin correctly. Did I miss any spots?
Nope, he has gloves on, so. You got his tail.
Sometimes when I'm shaking paint, I like to pretend I'm playing drums.
That's smart. Keeps the energy flowing.
Oh, but it hurts because I'm old.
That must suck. Can't relate.
All right.
Damn.
Gentle little baby. Is that brown?
Yeah.
Good. We'll share it because I need it too.
Okay. Where's the lid? David. Man, I just want to go flex.
Meow, 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 meow,
Do you hear the
meow.
students playing the box?
Let me see. I mean, put some on. I want to see what it looks like on a primed spot. So is that lighter brown?
Yeah.
Did you pick two browns?
No.
Really?
This is just one brown. I mean, I have multiple browns.
Do you have a darker one? Let
No.
me see the. No,
This. I mean, there's oak brown, but
no that
shake,
looks
shake,
like shit.
shake that. Shake, shake,
Well,
shake
maybe
that.
this will work. So I was kind of thinking that my boots would be. My guy's boots are also high boots like yours. Mm-hmm. I was thinking his boots would be like a dark brown leather.
That's what I was doing too.
Another side note that everybody should remember is that paint dries oftentimes differently than it looks when you're putting it on.
It usually looks darker when it dries. That's my
You know that there's people who invent their own paint shakers?
Invent or
Like with a drill, they like set it up in a little box and then they hook it up to a drill. Wow, that's thick.
one?
Bro, it's on. It's about to be on with some boots. Okay. All right, bud. Let's see what this looks like. My God, my hands are so shaky. So take heart, mini painters. If I could paint minis, so can you.
You better cut this to be like 30 seconds long.
No
this
way.
Video.
This whole thing's going up.
You're not gonna cut any of it?
No,
I bet the people would be bored. I would be bored.
not
I'm
even
the
the
one
part where I
painting.
farted.
Oh my god. I didn't remember that part. Thanks for reminding me.
That's because it just happened.
Oh.
No, just kidding. Wow, this is really dark. I don't know if we could see the color on that if I put that down there, Dave, but that's hella dark.
We didn't even prime it. Of course it's dark.
So I think what I'm going to do is put the oak brown, because it's really dark. I'm going to prime his boots, his pants, and his undercoat in that dark brown. And then I'll go over them with the actual color in a more vibrant tone. Man, it's really hard getting all, like he has the back of his jacket opens up in the back and it,
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, I think
kind
I'm
of hard
doing,
to get the undercoat.
I'm doing about as well as I thought I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like is the difference so far, painting minis versus other painting projects like 2D painting?
Well, in 2D painting, the layering is less tedious, and you don't really have to care about how thick your paint is. But here you kind of do, and you can't let it clump. And it's harder to stop it from clumping. Also, when you're 2D painting, it's like you have to you can do whatever you want, and that isn't really the case here. Like you have to color in the. It's like coloring in the lines, you know.
I find that my eye doesn't catch all the detail until there starts to be paint on it, and then I'm like, holy crap, there's a lot of detail.
No, I definitely noticed
Like
that.
this guy has like little tiny baby buttons on his jacket.
Oh. And you didn't notice that before?
Well, no, because the paint kind of illuminates it. It brings out the depth. You don't catch the depth all the time in the sculpt. And then all of a sudden you're like, wow. Like there's little tiny studs on your half-orc's armor, right?
Yes. That's what I was saying was going to be the other color.
You think that's going to be the biggest challenge?
No.
The details?
The biggest challenge is going to be this, like, underneath the chest part / abdomen part, you see? The lines are.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the hardest part.
So the process is we're going to work from darkest or deepest, like inward out, basically. Right? Once you get all your main colors on, then you're going to go back over and we're going to hit all the highlights with dry brushing technique, which for those of you who don't know, takes a little bit of practice, I would say, but it's it's not impossible, and it is absolutely the secret to, in my opinion, it's like a crucial step. If you don't do highlighting and then probably finishing off with shades afterwards, you don't have a lot of depth. Your colors look very flat.
All right, I need purple.
Which one? I have like 7.
The orc blood.
Orc blood purple. Da-da-da. More. There we go.
Thank you.
All right, my dude, you were almost based.
What's his name?
Trizzle.
Okay, how'd you come up with that?
I didn't.
Who did?
Troy.
Who's Troy?
Tricky Troy.
Tricky Troy? Is that his character?
This is Trizzle.
I remember meeting Tricky Troy. He was a pretty solid dude.
Now, oh, what do you got there? Purple?
Yeah.
Good. You're going to be my guinea pig and test out how good that looks, because if it doesn't look good, I'm going to use Grimoire purple.
Well,
Grimoire purple.
this definitely
They look
is-
like they're about the same.
They're not. Look at this purple. Does this look the same to you? All right, I need gray.
You have the gray. What are you going to gray?
The purple?
Oh. Really?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Is it not? You mean to dull it?
Mm-hmm.
Just put the purple on.
No, I want it to be a gray.
I know,
purple.
but you'll gray it with the wash. When you do the wash, it'll dirty it up.
No, it's not. I want like the color to be like a light gray. You
Oh, I
vibe?
see. Okay.
With like purple undertones.
All right. So you're doing her skin now?
Yeah. I need more white.
White is right there. All right, now I'm at a crucial point where I must decide.
Ew, that coat was supposed to be gray. I mean red. The coat was supposed to be red.
It will be. That's just the base. But I'm trying to decide if I want to go with purple skin for him or if I want to go with blue skin. If I go with purple skin, I'm not gonna. I would paint his coat like red.
Definitely.
Oh, you know what I should do, dude?
What should you
I
do?
should have thought of this.
Well, you just did, so.
I should paint his shirt red, like his undercoat red. Mm-hmm. Like a bright royal kind of red. And then maybe make his jacket like black leather. Mm-hmm. Where do I go? Maybe I go with like a golden brown. Like brown leather, gold under, and then purple skin.
My vibe.
I do have pure red. I guess I could experiment with what that looks like. Would red and blue be too like IKEA looking though?
No.
Like this is very blue and this is very red.
No. Like he has red and gold. I mean blue and gold.
Yeah.
So that would be too LT looking.
So maybe.
Oh my god, my color's coming together.
All right, moment of truth. I hope I don't regret this. I am going to try an ever so small smidge of alien purple for his flesh. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to be very sad.
Okay.
So I'm going to do it on his tail first. Reagan.
I bet it looks great, though. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, that's kind of cool.
I have to tell myself it'll be okay when it dries.
Are you triggered?
Yeah. I'm just like nervous. Like
My orc skin is literally better than I imagined it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
So good. Like, seriously, it's such a big flex to be able to do this perfectly. I'm such a good painter. Jesus Christ, I'm so good. Literally call me mini painting Reagan. I mean, my
Right, I gotta say,
application isn't good.
I like the purple on his tail, but I'm afraid it's gonna be so dark on his face that I won't like it.
Oh.
So I have to be ultra super careful.
No, I'm kind of triggered because I'm like literally a color making goddess, but my application skills are like basic at best.
Slow down.
What do you mean slow down?
That's the whole point. Slow down. If your application's not good, slow down.
It's like the color's good, but too thick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Loki, she cute as hell. Just change it, Carafa. Let them see it. No, and that one.
This is gonna take way longer than I thought it would because there's so much detail with his facial hair and his little mini horns on his face.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna need to like get a toothpick.
Yeah, same for the teeth of my orc.
All right, let me see. Put her down. How's that look on the camera, Dave? Is she pretty in focus?
Do you love her skin color? I love her skin color.
I do. It's kind of lighter than mine. I mean, see how mine is extremely purple right now. Mm-hmm. Which is gonna look dumb until I fix it. But I needed to get that base over the white.
I'm in love with my orc. I want her to be happy in her life. Is that weird?
No.
Man, I just want to go flex.
Okay, this is significantantly darker than I thought it was going to be. That's fine. I'm not going to panic. I'm panicking.
Panic is for the weak.
I'm totally panicking.
Don't panic, man. Okay. Now I have to figure out what I want to do next. Maybe the blue sleeves.
All right, he has to dry. All right, now I'm kind of not sure. Because his skin is so vibrant that I don't know what to do with his jacket. I don't want to go with just black. So maybe,
Ooh, a royal navy blue.
do you think that would separate enough from the purple?
Well, you're not going to keep it that dark, are you? Because you seem to not like it.
Yeah, I guess I'll have to lighten it up.
I'm kind of happy with it now. I actually don't really want to paint it anymore. I kind of want it just to look like this. Like a raw orc. Maybe I would paint like the weapons, but
So you need to put an armor coat on,
yeah.
and not silver.
No, I'm going to do it in bronze.
You should do, no, the armor?
Yeah, like the shoulder parts, those are definitely metal.
Dude, these plates, all that's metal.
No, some of it's leather.
Where did I put the armor?
The leather's it's leather spiked. So most of it is leather.
This is what you should use for the plate.
Okay.
Clean your brush. Clean it. You don't need very much.
No, I'm not under the impression that I do.
It goes on a little bit watery. Oh, Trizzle. Royal red for the jacket?
Why don't we ask Tricky Troy what he wants? You ever think about that?
No. Yeah, I mean, sure. He is listening. Troy.
Yeah, Tricky Troy. Let's just say that I was a proponent for you having your own voice and your own say. And Bill turned me down, so who's the...
I think, you know what? I'm going to go with the red. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to do the red first. I need the undershirt. So his undershirt should be something that's vibrant. Right?
I don't know. Ask Tricky Troy, man.
Oh my God. What if I went with like a crazy like pink color?
Tricky Troy doesn't really seem like that type of man.
Like Warlock purple? This is Warlock purple.
No.
Doesn't that look pink to you?
Nope.
Seriously.
No, because when you shake it and actually put it down, it'll be a completely different color. I learned not to trust the colors that you see on the thing, especially after that orc purple blood.
I wonder if when they say Warlock purple, they mean for flesh.
Are warlocks purple? I thought they were just like humanoid. Aren't they humanoid? Wait, I wanted copper. I asked for copper and you gave me silver.
Do the plates in silver and then the little studs in copper. Trust me.
Nope, I don't fuck with it. I'm upset. I really wanted this to be copper.
Then just paint over it and let it dry. Yeah, so this looks like bubble gum. Am I right?
Yeah.
It's pink. They say it's purple. It's stupid. Now I'm mad. Stupid army painter.
I think that they're colorblind, whoever came up with these.
Yes?
It's Super Nanny.
We're in the middle of production.
Who could that possibly be?
I don't know.
Let's make wild guesses. Is it a kindergartner?
No.
Really? You think a kindergartner couldn't have snipped out?
All right, bro. I am disappointed at that color, so I'm going to go up 10 notches now. 10. I'm going to go with a vibrant moon dust yellow shirt and then red jacket.
If you say so.
Or maybe blue. I don't know. Blue.
Stop double casting yourself.
Electric blue. Electric blue shirt with red jacket.
Dude,
Electric blue shirt
Sound like
with
you're lifting
red
weights.
jacket.
Man, I just want to go flex. Gold on my teeth and on my neck. I just came up with that. Did you like it?
You didn't come up. What? All right, I'm digging this blue, dude. But my unsteady hand is ruining everything.
The blue's fine. It's just as bold and unbecoming as the pink. In my opinion. Bless you. That was our cameraman.
Crawford, what do you think of the blue?
Crawford just burped. Crawford told me to shh, so I will. Shh.
Oh my God, I just painted onto his neck. Now I'm gonna have to redo everything. Son of a bitch.
I know, life's hard. And then you die.
Then you die. All right. Okay, that's gonna be there. I'm gonna paint this nice blue though. Oh, this is gonna be the jam, dude. Watch.
Watching.
My girl,
Yeah.
right? Blue dress.
I kind of like the gray. It looked more servanty. Yeah, are you painting Cinderella? That's a really good question. 100% don't vibe with that, Bill. No, she gray. It was good. She looked like a servant. Now she looks like a princess.
Let it go.
Carafa was right. She looks like Cinderella.
I have like 5 more of these. It's fine. I don't know why I bought like an entire village of townspeople. Just so I can have my bar properly stocked. All right, so what's your next step? Are you letting her dry?
Yeah, I think I want her sleeves to be blue.
What kind of blue? Like this ridiculous sky blue that I'm painting?
No. Like the really, really dark blue. But I also feel like that would just be like out of character for her. You know? What should I do, Bill?
Why not green? She's a ranger. Wouldn't she have like camo, you know?
No. She wouldn't have camo because she likes to work like in a mountain range, you know? Like she's a ranger of the range. You vibe?
Mm-hmm. I see the vibes that you were setting.
Her gloves are gonna be black though, so. Let's see. Matte black too, because matte black is sexy. Anyone watching who has a matte black car, you are doing things right. Although don't drive at night, because then you'll die. Get hit. One time, my friend, she saw a matte black Jeep, and she kept screaming about how sexy it was, but every time she saw it, I was driving, so I never saw it. And it made me big sad. You ever been big sad before?
Mm-hmm.
Where were you big sad?
When I painted that purple onto my tiefling, I became big sad.
That's
Okay,
unfortunate.
I like my princess serving girl, but you're right. I'll just acknowledge it. I was wrong, you're right. I'll have to go over the blue with something muddying it up.
That's on period. Do you need any black? I have black.
Not as of yet. What I need is to figure out what color to paint his pants and his jacket.
You were painted with canine? Jacket should be red. I said that the first time and I say it again.
Okay, his overcoat should be red and his pants, do you think?
No, his pants should be brown.
Well,
What kind of man?
brown is such a muted color for such a vibrant person.
Yeah, but also who buys pants that aren't brown or black?
That's what I'm saying. Should the coat and pants be black along with the boots?
No.
Why?
The coat should be something fun, like you were going to do before.
Okay, so black, what color boots? And what color pants?
Okay, really, 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 like almost like matte black boots, but not quite. And then really dark brown pants. And then the jacket should be like red or like navy.
All right, I'm gonna try red, and it better not suck, or I'm gonna be very sad.
It won't be because I told you to do it. And I'm never wrong. Right, Bill?
Okay, that is a vibrant red.
Ooh, I love it. Oh my God, he's gonna look so good. I mean, if you do gold on the
buttons and buckle?
and just on the outline. Like, do you see this part?
Yeah.
That should be gold. Because he's rich. He likes to flaunt his affluence. Affluence. There we go. Oh, I can't really speak today. It's okay. I forgive myself. I think I need that more precise brush that you're using. Just kidding. You put it down. I'm gonna just take that brush. Sorry, not sorry.
Oh my God.
You don't like it?
It's just so red. I have to keep telling myself, like, it's gonna take like 7 coats to make this guy the way that I want him to be. Because right now all I see is like, fire engine red,
Why'd you say that like a Muppet?
Because it looks like a 4th grader. No offense, 4th graders.
Any 4th graders who are watching this, you're probably more talented than Bill, so keep that in the back of your mind when he says stuff like that to you.
It's true.
Wait, did the bell ring?
Yeah, dude, like 20 minutes ago.
Okay, you have to keep me out of English. Which is fine, I have a Condon. She's chill. Ooh. All right. I need this.
This is so red. It's okay because it's kind of in his character to be
Flamboyant.
extravagant and or flamboyant or silly. But the amount of layers that I'm going to have to do to make him properly 3D will be shocking.
That's okay. Me too, man. Me too. Okay. During this interim period, we should have music playing. You know? Throw music over it. What do you think?
Maybe.
I don't know, might spice it up a little bit. You ever think about spicing things up a bit? Changing things up?
Sometimes I put spices in my morning eggs.
Hard-boiled egg with pepper sounds really good right now. I should eat that before I go vegan. I'm going vegan. During Rockathon, I'm going to go vegan. It's going to suck because then I can't eat any of the pizza that you guys get. Do you know how much that's going to suck, Bill?
For you mean?
Yeah, for me. When does Rockathon start? Friday? When? Like in the morning?
February 14th, 5 a.m.
5 a.m. Okay.
Well, there's the red.
I like it a lot. And then I can't wait until the gold is on the outside.
And I'll do the edge in gold. And I got to go back over his blue and do the belt buckle and highlighting. His face looks like shit. I mean, it just does.
It does.
It's way too
It's sparkly.
thick. Yeah.
What in God's name made you do that? Even the lighting isn't good here. How is the lighting bad?
I don't know. It's not possible.
We need an overhead light. That's what we need. We don't have one. Man, I just want to go flex. Cold on my teeth and on my neck. Craft up, go to this one so they can see. See guys, look how nice that is. It's a nice, badly done half-orc ranger. If it was live, I would ask what you guys think I should do, but it isn't, so.
Need napkins.
We do need napkins. Carafa, get us napkins.
Wash out your brushes.
Wash out my brushes. Carafa. Canine Carafa.
All right, I'm gonna get a napkin. And that's where we'll end this episode of Crafty Thursday. See you next time for some updates on our minis.